Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, these guys have a big problem. Putin is not going anywhere. He will run for another term, which is legal under the Russian constitution. They have their own rules, and we have our own rules. Therefore, under the Russian constitution, he can run for another term. And that is 6 years under the Russian constitution, which they don't care if we like it or not, as we don't care if they like our constitution or not. That's the way it should be, but guess what? It's not like that. So Putin will run for another term. And I'm going to tell you a little private story related to something like this. So Ukrainska Pravda, November 6, 2023. Putin to run for presidency again and can stay in power for another 6 years. That's one. Another article here, Reuters, exclusive, Russia's Putin to stay in power past 2024, sources say. Legally, democratically, if he gets elected by the Russian public electorate, like United States of America. Because they have a democracy as a system. We have democracy as a system of electing our representatives, right? Right. All right, let's go to the last one. The Hill, Zelensky says it's not the right time for elections in Ukraine. On the other hand, it's okay. It's all right, buddy. It's okay. Now, the problem is Russia has a constitution, has a parliament, 2 chambers, has people, has elections, and so on, like we do. But somehow they are fake and we are for real. Well, if you want to see how for real we were and are, just look at Bush-Gore election, and you're gonna see there was the first time when it was evident that something is not kosher there. And then when you saw what happened then, I don't think you can vouch for this beautiful democracy that we have. The same with the Russians. Yes, there are irregularities everywhere. No system is perfect. The problem is you have a system, this is perfect. Now, if the system is not like this, it's obvious it's going to be like this. Instead of being, you lose that one from perfection. But if the system is like this is how good it is versus where it should be. So if you have only like this functional, then we have a problem. And I think here we have something else. Now let me tell you a private story here, personal story. And I would like to show you how people have opinions on certain issues without knowing shit. Just because the mass media gave them, like you give a little, horse, you give someone a little bit of piece of sugar or something. That's how these guys are fed. Everybody else is like that. In any country, you have to control somehow the population, because otherwise you can't allow the population to rule their own lives. You can't allow that, right? That's why we have representative democracy. You can't let us. Anyway, my story. In my office at one point, I had a lot of pictures of different personalities. And one of these personalities was Vladimir Putin. Now, this was in 2013, 14, something like that. And one supervisor came, I think she was a director or something, program director. Yeah, she was the program director. And she showed up and she said, well, why do you have this criminal over there? Remember, this was 2013 or 14. And she said that, why do you have this criminal on the wall here? Well, I said, I don't have only this guy, I have this guy, this guy, this guy. But I said, okay, why is he a criminal? And she said, because he kills people, because he kills his opposition, and that's it. I said, okay, how do you know that? Well, everybody knows that. Well, how do you know that? Well, the media. All right. Was there an investigation conducted by the media? Where did they get the information from? They say so. Okay. I said, so what's wrong with Russia? And this is the president-elect of the country through a democratic process. Do you know that? I said, do you know the population of Russia? No, she didn't know. All right. Do you know they have a parliament, 2 chambers? You know that? You know that they have elections. Well, she knew something, but she couldn't express exactly what she wanted to say. Like, he was in power for 20 years or so, and see, he did not relinquish power. I said, okay, where did he break the Russian law? I mean, he was not know a lot of things. So I said, where did he break the Russian law? Do you know? No, but he's in power. Yeah, but you know how? Well, he broke the law. And I said, no, he didn't. I think at that point it was the Duma, the Russian parliament was voting on a law to change the constitution legally, in order to expand, I think, from 5 to 6 years or something like this. And that's what she heard, because the mass media was promoting that garbage, that Russians must be not liking democracy, because they're not like us. And since we are the best, they cannot have their flavor of democracy, because our flavor of democracy is the flavor that everyone should have. Why? Because we know we're the best. That's how the story goes. So I said, well, do you know that the Duma voted? Do you know they followed the process of the Constitution? You know they did this, they expanded, you know that? Well, he was being in power. I said, how? I mean, he was the president, then a president, and then someone else was elected, and then that someone else legally appointed Putin as the prime minister. It was all legal. Yeah, it was an understanding between the two. So what? There's no understandings here. And then after a term, Putin again was elected, and again was elected. So I don't understand where is the illegality. So she didn't know shit. My point was, everything she knew was from CNN or MSNBC or whatever it was, and that's the way she rolled. And I said, what evidence do you have that that guy was a killer? Oh, because these guys say Putin kills his opposition. If someone dies here, let's say has a heart attack, or dies in a hotel room, which it happens, and let's say that guy was a Republican, and the president is a Democrat, does it mean that the Democrat, the president, killed that guy? Obviously you're going to say no, and you're going to say because we don't do that. Again, that's ignorance. I'm not saying they do, but why do you assume the other side does it? Do you have any evidence? And again, is that little phrase, everybody knows. And when they say that, you realize that they are at the level of a 7th grader. That's about when you should lose that everybody knows kind of thing, because not everybody knows and not everybody agrees. They try to put you in defensive mode, Everybody knows. Because, come on, everybody knows. Really? Let's see if everybody. Based on what evidence? Because that everybody was told by the news and entertainment. And the politicians, those told these guys. Do you think those are clean? Well, if you think so, then again, remember, these guys vote. These guys vote. That's why I love this kind of democracy that we have here, the mass democracy. Or the democratic system that we have here. That we have some people put forth to us. So we can vote. And those guys are both kosher. Pak. By whom? The guys behind. Who are the guys behind? We are the guys behind, you think? Really? Look at the mass media. Who owns the mass media? I'm talking about the mainstream mass media. In great majority, there are corporations. No? Shareholders. Who are those? The rich. The rich. Interest. And the rich, it's called campaign donations, to the politicians. So you see, the media tells you how good one candidate is and how bad another one is. And the media, the guys behind the media, right, the owners, they contribute to different politicians. And those guys are going to be portrayed in a certain way by the same guys, the media, the same guys. And then you vote for, Trump or what's in, I don't want to use Trump. Trump maybe is a bad example. Let's use, I don't know, McCain and Obama. Same guys. McCain, military-industrial complex. Obama, banking system and whatever. But both, because they have both in the pocket. In their pocket, they give Obama, let's say, I'm just giving you a number, $1 million, and they give McCain, let's say, $200,000. In case whomever wins, okay, I have them both in my pockets. Democrat, Republican. Now that's not a democracy or the way we look at it, baby doll. And then you have the school system. Who owns the school system? The government. Who are creating the curriculum for that? Some bureaucrats. Who appoints the bureaucrats? The politicians. The politicians, how they were elected again? Who's behind them? So you see, everything goes to the same guys. Military-industrial complex. They always have the biggest budget, I would say, from everyone else. No? I think so. Maybe not, but anyway. It's a big chunk, $840 billion. I think it's a big chunk. And so on, my friends. So, yeah, Putin is a dictator, and Putin is a criminal, and we have the perfect laws here. And they have the laws, but only on the paper. We have the laws and we apply them. I mean, these are people who are in good positions in the society. I told you this was the program director, all right? Above her, it was just the director. That's it, of the whole department. At least this is the United States of America, where she came and she claimed something and she tried to portray me as being this and that. But she did not say, tear that down, throw in the garbage. No, because it's America. She still was afraid to do that. If that would have been in other countries, I know one in particular, they would just take it from in the middle of the night or right there in front of you. And you can't do shit about it. So that's why this country is superior to others. Because she came to tell me, hey, what? And it was joke. We kind of joking, but not joking. But she never said, you have to take that out because he's a criminal or something like that. Anyway, different mentality, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.